Hey, amazing souls. Happy Aries season and a special happy birthday to all you Aries sons out there. And welcome to your pick a card. This is for everyone, regardless of where your sign sits. So this is for you for the Aries season. You're going to have a choice of 3 different items. Your first reading would be reading number 1, which will be the Aries. Reading number 2 would be Mars, because of course Mars rules Aries. And then reading number 3 would be Fire, because Aries is a fire element. It's a fire sign. And for all you Aries sun babies, there will be an option 4, which will be a special birthday reading just for you. And all of these will be time-stamped in the description box below. So if you want to jump to that birthday reading, you can. Or if you want to choose more than one, of course, you could choose as many of these as you want. Who am I? Follow your instinct, follow your gut, and it will take you to where you are wanting to go here. But we'll start off with number 1, but if you want to jump to number 2 and number 3, the timestamps are there. So we will begin with Aries. If you chose reading number 1, which is Aries, then this is the reading for you. And these cards, I forgot to mention in the beginning, are from this beautiful deck here. So if you are interested in those, now you know where they come from. And I do list all the cards I use in the description box below. So if you ever are wondering or like fall in love with a deck like I always do and end up ordering them, you know how to get to those. So this will be for Aries, and we're just going to put that right here. And of course, the Aries energy is very much, it's card number 1. It is the first sign of the zodiac, so it is about new beginnings. But all that fiery energy, which we have all the red here, which represents all the fire and the candles, it's the, this action, this can-do attitude that comes with their stubbornness in a way. But they are very take charge, that energy that comes with that. And it is about taking risks. The key phrase for like Aries is I am. And so there's this focus on the self, but you're cautioned not to go to the extreme, of course, in anything, and, focus on selfishness where no matter what, it's all about us, and, it doesn't matter how many bodies we leave behind. So it is focused on yourself. And there's this encouragement with this energy that whatever you do it with as much energy as you can muster. So this reading, if you chose reading number 1, we're going to ask just where can you have a new start? Where can you take charge more in your life? So that's what we're going to focus in on. And we're going to start off with these messenger oracle and just see what the creator would like you to know in regards to that. So where can you have a new start, or where can you take charge and invest more energy? So for those that chose reading number 1, what would you like them to know, please? Okay. That is going to be it here. Yep. Is it just one? Yep. Know your power. So this very much is Aries about, finding this fire. This is like a horse that's on fire. So I love that. And we're just going to put this right here, kind of in the middle. And let's see what this says on here too. But definitely knowing your power. It's like the newness of it is identifying a higher level of your power in that empowerment. And that's definitely where you can take charge, right? You take charge of the reins of the horse. But it says you have choice in all things. Your power is born of that freedom to choose. But with that freedom comes the burden of responsibility. To know your power, you must accept responsibility for your part in all your experience, even when you allow another to impose their choice or will upon you. You have the power to choose if you wear a saddle or a bridle, or if another will ride upon your back. Own your power, know it and see it in all your choices and actions. And that is perfect. This is like the Chariot card in the tarot, because for me, that's all about understanding our power of choice, that it doesn't matter what event comes our way, we always have the ability to choose what story we put around any situation and what emotion we're going to choose to feel through any situation. And I know when that message first came to me, I was telling, Spirit and Creator and all my guides, when they were all trying to convince me of that truth, that higher truth, and I go, it doesn't feel like I'm making a choice. And then, of course, they took their patience and lovingly just took me along the path, showing me that, well, the reason why it doesn't seem like a choice is because when we were young and younger, we were all that popular opinions it talks about that were given to us and suggested to us that this is what a situation should mean. This is what how you should feel, should feel in a situation. And it was reinforced over and over again, and we started making that choice. And it became a habit, and then it became our reaction to where now it's not like we sit and think, well, this is what I want to feel and this is what I want to, believe about this situation. It just happens. We feel it. It happens. We think this about it. But they showed me that if we can take a deep breath and pause, then we can see that we can make a different choice about what we want that situation to mean and what we want to feel through that. An example just off the top of my head is like when you are terminated from a job. We're told, oh my God, that's horrible. And that's, this means that you weren't good enough. And this means you're a failure. And what are people going to think? And then the feelings are all the guilt and the fear. And that's what this is what we're taught. That's what that's supposed to mean. But we have the ability to take a deep breath and go, you know what? That relationship that I had with that job was toxic. It was like being in a toxic relationship with another person, but it was with a job. And I'm like, I didn't want to break up with them because I feared that I wouldn't be able to find another job. Kind of like a relationship. Sometimes we stay in a toxic relationship because we don't think we're going to find anything better or anyone else. And so we stay in a toxic situation until they break up with us, right? Or it becomes so bad that we decide to do it. But, that's the whole purpose of the story, is to say, wow, I can look at it completely different. I can go, wow, I got terminated. And people are like, why are you so happy? Because that toxic relationship has ended, and now I'm going to go find something that's more in alignment with my future. Woohoo! And so that's the kind of transformation that can happen. We're also going to pull a card here from this Oracle of E, just to see what else they would like you to know about this Aries season for you, and where can you have this new start, and where else, you can invest some additional energy in, where you can take charge in your life. So, like that, charge forward with your horse. So what? Okay, there we go. That is it, and you have Entangled. Sorry for the glare there. And I kind of feel like I want to put that right here. And let's see what little message comes with this one for you. So you would probably call what's about to happen synchronicity, or maybe even coincidence. En contraire, the big truth is you are already connected to everything and everyone. Quantum physics has its own name for it: entanglement. The reason it appears that all ducks are lining up on your behalf right now is because you're finally paying attention. Let the games begin. So I love that too. So this is about synchronicities and seeing that everything is unfolding for you. So also knowing your power, part of that power of choice is it kind of comes down to, I have the story around the Wheel of Fortune card that they gave me, which basically has this power of choice in it, in that every moment, any fated a moment that's happening in our lives is happening for us. It's not happening to us. Our soul, before it came down here, chose exactly when you were going to arrive here and when you were going to leave here. And the character, the avatar that was going to play them in this game, which is you, your higher self, chose you, this character, this personality that you're living through. It chose that, and it chose all these fated events that it wanted to have come in your life. But again, this power of choice, no matter what fated event they wanted to have you experience and have come into your life, you still get to choose the story and the emotion you want to feel through it. So this entanglement is kind of like everything is finely planned and intermingled. And when we go to the other side, it's so amazing. I've had, individuals that have communicated with me from the other side that when you see the whole tapestry of existence here, and you see how your thread was intermingled through so many things and events in people's lives, you're just in awe because you have no idea how organized and how detailed it is. And when you step back from it, how beautiful it all is. So I love that for you there too. We will clarify with these Tarot of Dreams deck and just see what else the creator would like you to know about this. So definitely, I love this newness of your awareness of your power and just how organized everything is. And it's like where you can invest your power now, like where you can invest your energy instead of focusing on the victim side of life where you feel like everything's happening to you. You can start focusing on gratitude for what is and focus on what you do want in your life instead of focusing on what you don't want in your life. And whatever comes your way, whatever kind of tower moment comes your way, where a tower moment is when lightning strikes something in your life and it burns it down and removes it because it's opening up and getting rid of old stagnant stuff and allowing new ground. It's like a forest fire, how the forest, it burns down old wood and everything else. And then the next spring you see all this new growth appearing where it couldn't before because it had so much, old dead stuff that they couldn't get through it. And so that, it's this tower moments, these things that are being removed out of your life, and you're focusing on that it's happening for you, like we said, like with a job or a relationship ending. You're focusing on that it's ending for you, that it's not happening to you. So for this Tarot Dreams, then let me do one more shuffle. For those that chose reading number 1, what else would you like them to know, please? Okay. What else? Okay. All right. So, wow, everything fell over here. So, right away, you've got death and rebirth. You've got the death card, of course, which is transformation. It's the ending of something significant in your life. But then you have the 0 card, which is the Fool. And it's the new beginning. So you have this ending and new beginning that is unfolding for you. And so, in this season, as something drifts away, they're basically saying, let it. Because here's the big message here, because this is the 5 of Cups, and cups are your emotions. They always have 3 cups on here. And so you have the 3 cups down here that are broken and empty. And this is the disappointment. This is all that stuff in the outside world. Each of those cups represents an area of your life. 1 cup is relationships. 1 cup is like situations or circumstances like jobs and education. And the 3rd cup are things in your body and your bank account, that type of stuff. So relationships, it's romantic, family, friends, work, relationships, whatever relationships it might be. And they're disappointing here. The reason why they're empty and cracked and broken is because they're unstable, because people change or pass away, right? So relationships are unstable. Situations never stay the same. Like we said, jobs end, education changes and becomes outdated, social statuses change, any of those situational things we get into. So those are unstable. And things, of course, break down, deteriorate, or, catch on fire or are stolen. So that's unstable. So when we depend on those for our emotional fulfillment, we feel that sorrow and that disappointment. And we come down here on purpose, for a purpose, to experience that. Because in experiencing the sadness, the disappointment, and betrayal, and all those other things, we understand more fully the opposites, which was who we really are. We are these powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love, where joy, laughter, and peace is our natural state. So when we experience these opposites, we more understand what it is. And that's what these Two of Cups in the bright sun up here are. That is the awareness that you are so much more than just the human side. You know, the Fool also represents your soul. You know, it's telling you that you have this human side that experiences this life on purpose, for a purpose. And you have that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's the real you, the actor behind this character. And so there's this awareness that comes during this season with this feeling the feels. You know, you've felt the disappointment, you felt those things. We talked about that, right? When you've been focusing on those things that are missing and leaving your life, that grows. But this whole change, this knowing your power, is your power to choose to focus on gratitude for what you do like that's in your life, and focusing on what you would like to have come into your life, rather than focusing on what's left your life or what's not in your life. Which brings us into, I mean, you've got the Queen of Cups. So you have the Queen of Emotions here, and cups are water element, and all the queens, in addition to their element, also have water. So she has double water. She reminds me very much of the High Priestess, which is she will take you to new levels, new depths of understanding your emotions, getting into the deep, deep understanding of why you feel what you feel and experiencing all of this. But she also very much has the ability to control that emotion and to just take things to a higher level, and in doing all that, connect to the higher realms, because we do connect to our higher selves, which are beings of unconditional love through our heart, through our emotions. And so she is offering you the Ace of Cups here in her hands. That's the chalice, that's the Holy Grail. And what's in that is the living waters. That is like one of these cups here, right? This is your higher self, connection to your higher self. It's the essence, the living waters of the unconditional love of the creator of all things. That's the ultimate love that you're searching for. So you've got the Queen of Cups, and then you also have the Queen of Wands, which is Aries, you know, fire energy. And again, she has that fire element, but she also has the water. So wands in the fire it's your, you know, your passion, your spiritual energy, your inspiration, your drive, right? It's your power. So this beautiful energy that's coming in here, she is able to super focus that amazing power. So talk about action and can do. She's the poster child for can do, because she can direct her energy and get stuff done. So this is definitely this beautiful reinforcement of everything we've talked about. She also usually has a black cat. Here you can kind of see they've got lizards up here. But in the standard tarot, she's the only one out of the royalty of the wand suit that does not have the lizard. She usually has a black cat. And that represents your connection to spirit, which we talked about, because she has that water, so that is what helps her connect. And also with the fire, and this representing your spiritual energy, that also is amplified with your ability to connect. So these are all about connecting to your higher self, you know, with these Two of Cups here, these both here, and this power here, and even the Fool here. This is about looking to your higher self and really zeroing in on your power. So I love that. And then for your final message, we're going to pull a card here from the Spirit Junkie deck and just see what your final message for this Aries season is. And if this message, of course, is not resonating with you, then I would check out number 2 or number 3. Just trust your gut and your intuition. Okay, so you have 2 for here. And you've got, I love that. It says, let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. And I really love that for like this Queen of Cups, because she reminds me of the High Priestess who takes a step away from all the chaos in the world. She goes into her temple and she connects to the higher realms there. And so I love that. There is this little calling here to make sure to step away from all the noise and all that other hoopla and chaos that's going on out there, and you can hear things more clearly. And then here is your final card. And that says, there's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order. I'm being guided to learn and grow. Yeah, so definitely that's what we talked about in the beginning, right? That there are no mistakes, that everything happens on purpose for a purpose. And whatever fated event comes into your life, you have that power to choose what it means and how you're going to feel. So I am loving all this for you. That shows reading number 1. I'm going to leave the reading there. If you do want additional messages of love from above, in addition to these seasonal readings, I also have monthly readings by each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates by each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc., new moon and full moon readings, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, that'll give you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing any of those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, share a video, comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm so happy it wants to share videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am grateful. Also, this is a general reading. If you want even more specific information for your specific life, I do currently offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. All right, all you number 1 Aries pickers, I just want you to know that as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing Aries season. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading number 2, which is the Mars card, then this is the reading for you. And I didn't mention in the beginning, but these cards are from this beautiful deck. So if you are inspired by those and you would like those, now you know what they're called. I also put all the cards that I use in a reading in the description box below. So if you are, fall in love with cards like I do, and I'm like, I want those for me, there are links to those in the description box below. But Mars energy, first of all, it's card number 17, which when you add 7 and 1 together, you get the number 8, which the number 8 in the major arcana is the strength card, the inner strength card. And of course, Mars is the god of war. There's like powerful drives, they're very driven individual, very driven energy that comes in, which can spawn on the kind of shadow side, competitiveness, assertiveness, aggression, but those are, kind of triggered because of fear. But also the, kind of the happy, lighter side of Mars, they're the teacher of courage, of confidence, of passion, and of course, as I mentioned, of strength. So for this reading, we're going to be looking at, and actually maybe move Aries out of the way here. And let's just put Mars right there. Perfect. So for this reading, because of that energy, we're just going to ask, how can you become more aware of your inner strength? And we're going to start off by pulling a card from this Messenger Oracle and just see where the Creator would like you to know you can become more aware of your inner strength. What part of your life, what part of your journey, All right, so for those that chose number 2, okay, you get a couple there. And so you have Embrace Spirit. Beautiful, beautiful card. So purple, love it. And then you also have Be Vigilant, another flying creature. Beautiful dragon. So we'll put both of these here. And I kind of like it's like be vigilant in embracing spirit. We will read both of those from the book here to see what other messages come in. So for the be vigilant, it says be watchful and cautious of both others' actions and your own. Stand ready to protect yourself from those who may covet what you have or seek to harm those you care for, but also be vigilant and watchful of your own actions, lest you be the one doing harm. Weigh your actions. Be sure you act wisely. Be sure you have done all that needs to be done before moving forward, leaving nothing to chance, lest all you have nurtured and cherished be undone by your own lack of vigilance. So I like this with that inner strength message. This really is finding this inner strength to be able to look internal, look at the fire within you, right? Because the dragon, when the fire comes out of its mouth, it burns everything around it. But there is this understanding of the fire that's burning in its belly. And it takes bravery. It does take courage, right? It takes that inner strength to look inward. And I kind of feel like that is the message that's coming on here for you. And then we have Embrace Spirit. And it says, you are a spiritual being living a physical life. Embrace spirit in your journey and reaffirm your connection with the divine. Fly to the heavens, but remember to look down and see that the divine exists in the magical, natural world beneath you. Spirit dwells within all, in everything you see and know, and everything that you do not see and which is unknown. Both the creative and destructive, the beautiful and the ugly are born of the divine. And this is so perfect because the number 8 card, the strength card in the major arcana, which I referred to about this, being 17 and adding 7 1 equals 8. That for me, the story that Spirit gave me around that card, because it usually has a lion on it and then a maiden that has like the infinity symbol on her or above her or around her, which she represents our eternal self. And that shows the two sides of us, that there are two of you that are living this human experience, your human character that you're playing here, but the actor behind the character is the real you, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. So being vigilant and understanding this fire that really exists deep within you, your power, your strength that really lies within you. This is that message here. Actually, they had me start this new free YouTube video series called You Times 2, which is all about getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience. And I'll have that linked at the end of the video here, at the very end, but it's also in the description box below this video. So if you want to check that out, that's kind of like right up your alley here. We're also going to pull a card here from the Oracle of E and just see what else I would like you to know about your Aries season here and about where or how you can become more aware of your inner strength. So for those that chose reading number 2, what else would you like them to know about finding their inner strength? Okay, actually, you do get 3. So the first one is the Bunny Hop Jive. I love these cards. They're hilarious. Card number 4. We'll put that over here. And then you have the Wrecking Ball, card number 46. We'll put that over here. And then you have Baggage Begone, card number 17. Card number 17. So we'll put that right here. And I feel like we want to start with number 17 because that is so synchronistic, right? It says, come on now, aren't you tired of being stooped over from all that emotional baggage? The thing is, it all happened yesterday. This is now. And with one flick of your powerful, energetic finger, you can send that old has-been baggage overboard into the drink. It is high time to fly free. Let it go, my friend. Yeah, and you have two flying creatures here too. So it's really letting the baggage go. Is this powerful place, this inner strength that you have? And I really believe that, with all this finding your power, with all of this fiery energy of Mars is going to be such an amazing thing. I'm feeling, and I know this is an Aries season reading, but this is so reminiscent of Scorpio, because Scorpio goes through this beautiful transformation. It starts off as a scorpion, which very reactive, stinging everything around it, and sometimes stinging itself by accident. And then it moves into a snake, and the snake still needs to be respected because it can strike and it's got poison. But it sheds its skin as it grows, and it grows, and it grows bigger, and it sheds its skin. So it's about the growth that it focuses on. And then it transforms into an eagle. And the eagle's able to, like it said in there, rise above and see things from a higher perspective. It can still swoop down to protect the things that it loves and experience the ground, but then it's able to swoop back up and still see things from a higher perspective. And ultimately, and this kind of reminds me, it's not a dragon that they transform into next, but they do transform finally, or not finally, but lastly, into a phoenix, which this kind of makes me feel like it's a phoenix dragon, that it rises from that fire, it rises from the ashes. So this is very much this transformative energy that's bouncing around in here too. So I had to mention that. It was jumping out so strong. I can't resist. And then we'll go into the bunny hop jive, and it says, whoever said you had to do it alone? It's T for two time. Friendships, partnerships, even partyships are bound your way. It's time to join hands and do-si-do with your sisters and bros. Togetherness brings miracles now. And I love that the T for two is the two of you. So again, that U times two is really being emphasized here. Yeah, you're going to have support of those other human characters, and you've got, of course, your whole posse of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side that are always with you, always being with you on your journey. But this is so much, because I put it right here next to this eagle here, it is about connecting to your higher self. I love it. So I would definitely check out that U times two series. They're only like anywhere between 10 minutes to 20 minutes, one per week. So they're really pretty fast. And then you have the wrecking ball. It says, psst, just so you know, a wrecking ball is not necessarily a sign of destruction. It's more like a blessed invitation for brand new, exciting things to blossom. All you need to do is to change your perspective. Let's get this renovation started. So again, another transformational, that's what happens with the phoenix, right? It sets its nest on fire, and the old version of itself burns down into the ashes, and then it rises again as a new vibrant new phoenix. And so I kind of feel like this is what it is, especially when it talked about letting the old baggage go, letting the old ways of thinking and being go. I mean, Aries season is all about new beginnings. We start all over again at Aries to work our way all the way to Pisces to begin at Aries again. So I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then we have the Tarot of Dreams. And we'll get some more clarification here and see what else they want you to know. But I love this transformation that's coming here for you, that finding that inner strength, that's what happens. And the strength card is all about that lion that was looking in the outside world for its strength and its hope and fulfillingness. It was sorely disappointed in all those unstable things of the outside world. But it's such a hungry, angry little lion and desperate that our higher self comes down. Our little lion, our human side, doesn't know our spirit side because it's veiled from it in the beginning. But when it becomes so desperate, so disappointed in the outside world, our higher self comes down. That maiden comes down to that lion, not to kill it and put it out of its misery, not to, cage it to keep everyone safe from it, or try to manipulate or control it with a whip and a chair like they do in the, circus. But because it knows what the lion is really hungering and searching for is the unconditional love of back home. That which will fulfill it, that which it finds within it, that which our higher self is made of. So it's awfully convenient that our higher self can give our human self what it's been searching for. So it hugs it, gives it all that love, and that it's no longer desperate. It walks this beautiful new journey, letting go of the old ways of thinking that it has to get things from the outside world, and it finds the truth from looking within, right? Being vigilant, looking for that truth that it finds within itself. So let's take a look here. Let's see what else they would like you to know. So for those that chose reading number 2, okay, what else? That one, and that one, okay. So start with the bottom one here, and we've got the 4 of Cups. And this is a beautiful card because it basically says that the 3 areas of your life that have been disappointing, that of which the lion would eat in the outside world, which are relationships, romantic, family, friends, work, whatever, situations and circumstances like jobs and education, social status, that type of stuff, or things, our bodies, so possessions and like our bank accounts and, like I said, our bodies. So all 3 of those things are disappointing. The person was bored and so disappointed in those things because they're unstable, because people change or pass away, situations never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, or stolen, burn down, right? So all those things are not lasting. I always say it's like Pringles. You keep eating them and you just can't, it's like you just can't stop eating them, and they're not fulfilling. Otherwise you'd stop after one, right? But what you're being offered here is this beautiful Ace of Cups, the chalice, the Holy Grail, that is full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So everything I was talking about before with the Strength card, this is basically kind of representing it too, where these are the things that made the lion desperate, and when it searched for, what it's really looking for is this Ace of Cups. So it definitely is being reinforced here. So we'll put that over here. Yeah, because the 4 and the 4. And then you have the Tower. Bum, bum, bum. So this would represent things being removed out of your life for you, not things happening to you, but things happening for you. And here's that wrecking ball, right? So that's exactly what we're talking about. It doesn't mean that when something's getting removed out of your life and taken from out of your life, that it's something bad. It's making room for the new, kind of like with the whole Phoenix stuff, right? Because it's burning down, it's making room for the new there for you. So reinforced messages. And then you have the Page of Swords. Now, swords is air energy. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mind, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the Page of Swords, one, it's all about new communications, new movement of thoughts, new thoughts coming in, which makes sense. This is what's being left behind. This baggage that's being left behind is your old thoughts and your old ways of thinking. And they wield this Ace of Swords, which gives you the power to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, but it also allows you to slice away and cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. So that baggage that is talking around here really is your old thoughts and your ways of thinking is being chop away. Yeah, because then you have the Page of Cups. So on the other side, yeah, because you've got cups here. So the Page of Cups, again, offers and brings the Holy Grail. It offers that to you. Yeah, it doesn't show it in here. Usually they're carrying the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Cups that you're being offered here. And this is new emotions, new levels of emotion coming in, which makes total sense with everything we talked about on this side about the Strength card with, as you connect and become aware of that maiden, your higher self, the real you, and you connect to that beautiful unconditional love that comes from all those beings of love and light on the other side. You get to finally feel what you've been searching for all along. You get to sip of that cup, and one sip of that is more than a lifetime of satisfaction of what you would get and really not get from those other 3 cups of those things that we search for in the outside world. And then you have the Palace of Coins. And I love this. The palaces are unique to just this deck. They're not part of the regular standard tarot. What I love about this is because the palace is about creating the space for what the coins or the pentacles brings into your life, which I always love this because it reminds me of the Emerald City, right? So the cowardly lion finds his courage in the Emerald City. But the coins and pentacles for me is about the outside world. And really it's about our worth that we define by the outside world. That's what we're taught in the beginning. That whole what the lion does, right? That's why we're cowardly lions in the beginning, like the Wizard of Oz, right? Where we're like, I'm defining myself by relationships and situations and things, and they're unstable. And so because all those things are unstable, because I'm using those things to define my worth feels unstable. Now, why else would we be fearful and cowardly, right? Because we're afraid that we're unstable. But when we drink of that cup, when we go to Oz, to the Emerald City, and we're able to drink of that unconditional love, then we have that wholeness and that completeness. So this message here, really I want to put it on top of this bygones here, is like, yes, you replace the old dilapidated shack with this beautiful palace of worth, because you've come to this place throughout this journey during this Aries season, that inner strength that you're finding your inner worth right alongside it. And I love that. And then we are going to, lastly, pull a message here from the Spirit Junkie deck and just see what the final message that the Creator has for you in this Aries season, and just about how you can become more aware of your inner strength. So for those, whoa, those that shows, really? All of those? No, okay. They said the first and the last. I was going to say, oh my goodness. I mean, I wouldn't want to cheat you out of all your messages, but here you go. Another green card. And that says, my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose, your true purpose. And that does come as you connect to this beautiful, beautiful higher self of yours. This baggage that you're leaving behind is the old dreams that you had too. Those supposed tos, those shoulds, those need tos. If you wake up in the morning and go, I got to wake up and go live my dream. That's not your dream. Because if it's your dream, you'd have so much passion around it. You would wake up early, excited to begin your day, to live your dream, to live your passion. Yeah, you might have to go to work to help support that dream, but the work is not the dream. You have this other dream that you want to do, and this is what that is about here. And then you have, dun dun dun, beautiful card here too, and that says, the difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. So this kind of was talking about that a little bit too, about these mirrors that come in for you. And because it's like, be aware of the fire that's burning your own belly, because everyone is just a mirror. All of our emotions that pop up within us are our own. all those angry emotions we feel from that lion is that human side of us. And it's because it's so fearful and unstable, trying to define itself by those external things. So all these mirrors that are coming for you too during this season is unfolding for you. And it's a nudge. Each time you're disappointed, go, oh, every moment is either of unconditional love, right, of the chalice, or of the fear of losing the conditional love. Because you can't lose unconditional love. There's no conditions to earn it, no conditions to lose it. So there's no fear in it. That's solid and stable. That's why when you make it your foundation of your worth, you build this strong, strong, beautiful palace. But when you're have conditional love in your life, then you can lose that, because there's a condition, at least one, because it just takes one condition to make it conditional. So there's at least one condition for that conditional love, and we fear that we're going to, bust, and lose that love, that conditional love, because we just know that one thing, I'm going to screw it up. That's where the fear comes. That's why the lion is cowardly. So I love this transformation for you. And again, I really would encourage you to check out the U×2 video series. It is in the description box below as well. It'll be at the very end of this video. The playlist will be in one of the corners too. So I am loving this for you. If you're wanting even more messages of love from above, in addition to these seasonal, each month for the change in the zodiac sign, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc. Also like new moon and full moon readings, and a couple other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, also click the subscribe button. That's going to give you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, you just select all, and then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out for this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love. Because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, all of those things make the YouTube algorithm so super happy and wants to share the videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very grateful. Also, these are general readings. If you want even more specific information for your specific life, I also offer personal readings currently. So if you want to check that out, that information is in the description box below. All right, all of you that chose the Mars card, I love this seasonal journey for you, and please know as you go out through each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course I love you too. Have an amazing Aries season. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading number 3, which is the fire card, then this is the reading for you. And I didn't mention in the beginning that these cards are from this beautiful deck here. So if you are interested in those, now you know where they come from. And I do link all the cards I use in the reading in the description box below too. If you're like me, when I see beautiful cards and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want those for myself, now you know how you can get them. So I love the fire energy here. It is card number 32, which when you add 3 and 2 together, you get 5, which is a very kind of like new perspective, a change of perspective, in numerology, in kind of in the tarot as well. So the fire energy does have this focus energy to it, this power, this intensity. I mean, it burns bright, and of course the fire energy moves quickly too. It's very much the Wands energy, which in the Wands suit, that is about your drive and your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion. It could be your spiritual energy and just your energy in general. So I love that it has like a butterfly fairy, entity here as well. So when fire energy is out of balance, it can express itself as anger, and it can catch the forest on fire, right? Because that is that fire that, comes out that way. So what we're going to ask is, where can you have a new perspective or a new focus of your energy, your passion? So where can this, new perspective of your energies, what would they like you to know about that? And we're going to start off here with the Messenger Oracle and just see where they would like you to know. Here we go. All right, so for those that chose reading number 3, what would you like them to know? Where can they have a new perspective of their energy, or a new focus of their energy, new passion? Okay, it's this one right here. And you've got the Observe in Silence. I love that beautiful fiery red fox energy here. And let's take a look here and see what message comes with that. So observing in silence is where you can have your energy. So they're focusing on not speaking up. That's where you can invest your energy. It says, now is not the time to be the life of the party, nor to step forward into the role of a leader or a teacher. Be cautious. It may not be wise to draw attention to yourself or to reveal your plans to others at this time. Instead, be silent, step back, be still. Watch those around you and be mindful of what you see, hear, and feel. Trust in your instincts and intuition and let them guide your steps. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than them telling you to shut up, right? This is like, be silent. Don't express it outwardly, but it really is about connecting to your inner power, to your intuition, to your gut. Just being observant and sitting, not acting, so that you can see what information you get and what you pick up from a situation. And it's going to really tell you a whole lot during this Aries season. So it's not forever. It's just for like 30 days from March 20th to probably April 20th. I don't know when Taurus starts this year, probably April 20th or 21st. So it's only for 30 days. You can do it. I know you can. We're also going to pull a card here from this Oracle of E and see what else they want you to know. There we go. All right. So what else would you like those that chose reading number 3 to know? Okay, they want that one. Any others? And that one. All right, so you've got GPS. So I like that. I'll put that one over here. And then you also have Hasta la Vista, baby. Card number 52. So we'll put that right here. I love they both have these brilliant purples in here, which of course is the color of the crown chakra, which would of course be how you connect to your higher self, right? So we'll start off with the GPS, and it says, OMG, your intuition is being a real show off these days. So boom, right away, confirmation of what we just talked about. It's so ready to help navigate your life. And quite frankly, it's getting a tad bit impatient. It just can't understand why, when it knows the fun, easy route, you insist on doing everything without its help. There's no need to be lost. Ever, especially now that you're about to stumble onto a gold mine. So I love that. Yeah, definitely trusting your intuition, trusting that inner GPS. That's perfect. And then you have Hasta la Vista, baby. And it says, remember that song Queen Elsa sings in the Disney movie Frozen when she unleashes her magic? Well, if you don't catch this animated flick, it's time to let it go. Walk away, and just like you never... and it says, and just like you never look back at the trash can you leave at the curb, don't give it a second glance. It's time for new beginnings, out with the old and in with the new, which is very much the Aries energy as well, because it's the first zodiac sign. We start with Aries and go all the way through to Pisces, and then start at Aries again, which is the spring in the northern hemisphere. It's the starting of this newness. So that's definitely where that new perspective we were talking about of energy can come from. It's time to let go of that old energy and the old perspectives of how you saw it and focus on this new higher energy. Trust in your gut, trust in your intuition, trust in your connection to your higher self and the higher realms. So I love this for you. We're also going to pull cards from these Tarot of Dreams and just see what else they would like you to know. This is perfect though. It's like, yeah, time to step away, let the old ways of thinking drop off. Trust your gut, not all those words from the outside world. All right, so what else would you like those that chose reading number 3 to know, please? Okay, so they do want those two and like these two over here. Any others? I feel like we're going to have something for the middle there. Okay, that one right for the middle. Okay. Yes, 2 for the middle. 2, 2, 2. So we'll start with these over here, and you've got the 5 of Swords. So like we talked about in the beginning, 3 and 2 is 5. 5 is very much about a transformational change in your ways of thinking, because swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. So this change of thought, what you're letting go here, this is perfect. So you are going to be looking at the ways you're thinking of things during this next Aries season, and allow yourself to have those change of thoughts. Allow yourself to see things from a different perspective. One of the messages that comes with this too, with that transformation, is that, you hold the Ace of Swords in this picture, which allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the spiritual realm, the higher realm, through your intuition, through that connection to spirit. And that allows you to cut away the small T truths of the outside world. But there's this perception change, because when that happens, before you might be getting into arguments about trying to prove that your small T truths are more truer than someone else's small T truths. And I think that's where this shut up is coming in. and that's just jokes. They're like saying, be silent, be still, because you don't have to prove. If a truth has to be proven, it's not true. Capital T truths just are. They don't have to be defended. But our ego feels it needs to defend our small T truths, all those beliefs we have, because what if they're wrong? What does that mean about me? Blah, 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 right? And so there's this beautiful perspective change with that comes for you. Yeah, and you have the Knight of Coins. And so this clarifies this too, because the knights, all the knights in the deck they're on a quest. That's what knights do. They love to be on quest. It's about action and movement. And the coins, or the pentacles in the Standard Tarot, this is about your outside world, and also about how you define your worth based on the outside world. And what's beautiful with this is these thoughts and these beliefs that are changing. This has to do about how you see your worth and how you see yourself, and how you judge others for their worth based on those small T truths. So there's this movement that happens with that. And just know that you change so fast from the inside. And that's a message that comes with this too, is that the outside world takes time to catch up with our inside, because the entire world changes from the inside out, not the outside in. So there's this message too, that as you're working on this and questioning these thoughts, these beliefs about your worth, it's transforming inward. Be patient with the outward. It's not catching up as fast. Then they want to go over here, and you have the 4 of Wands. Now the 4s are very much a solid number. It's stability. Think of a table, with 4 huge legs on it. It's a very solid foundation. And Wands is the suit of fire. And so this is about bringing stability into your energy field. It can be like celebration type of stuff too, but really for this reading, because it's all about the fire and about, asking where can you have a new perspective. It is about your energy, it is about your drive, your passion, which this can be a change in what you are doing with your life and where you're investing your energy. So whereas before you might have just been doing things because that's the way it's always been done and that's the dream that someone gave you to live, this can be a change in that too, where you're letting go of that old direction of where you were headed, and you're feeling more secure in this new direction with where you're going to be investing your energy instead into your true passion, not someone else's passion that they put off on you and said, this is your dream. And you're like, okay, because you didn't know you could say no. And now you know. Yeah. Because here's your new passion, your Ace of Wands. So perfect. This is about discovering your new passion. So exactly as I was just talking about, and that is so perfect for your reading. You're letting go of the old hasta la vista baby, old ways of thinking, old passions, old dreams. And as I always say, if you wake up in the morning and go, oh crap, I gotta go live my dream today, that's not your dream, that's not your passion. If it's yours, you'd wake up early, so excited to go live that dream and to pursue your passion instead of, trying to meet someone else's expectations of what they wanted for your life, right? And then we'll move into here, and you've got the Eight of Swords, and this is so perfect because this is the bubble of the dreams that the expectations that everyone put you on. This is you being limited and feeling constricted and confined by your thoughts and beliefs. Again, swords, like we talked about over here, are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset, your attitudes, expectations, all that fun mental stuff. And this is the discovery that all this time it's been my thoughts and my beliefs that have been making me feel constricted, because I thought this is what everyone was supposed to do, right? Supposed to do, should do, have to do, need to do, must do, all those expectations. And you're realizing, wait a minute, I'm going to bust that bubble and I'm going to live my dream. I'm going to live my true dream. And so this is how this happens for you. This is where your focus is changing during this time. This energy shift is switching away from all those other thoughts and beliefs into trueness. Yeah. Because here's the Seven of Swords, which can be about people deceiving you, but I really always look at it that this is all the thoughts and beliefs that were deceiving myself. So you have the 7 and the 8 right next to each other. So this is definitely this movement of your thoughts and your beliefs. This next, 30 days or so with this Aries season is going to be a lot of questioning your thoughts and beliefs about what you want in life, what you thought you were supposed to want, because you're going to discover those are not true. Right? Those are small t truths. Kind of like this two here, how they show 2 swords up here on the side, because the 2 of Swords in the tarot will usually, they have them like crossed. Put the camera like crossed, where one sword represents our human side, all those supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and expectations, all that human side, the shadow side of our thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in conditional love. And then the other sword usually is pointing to the moon, which represents the higher spiritual truths. And so it tells you, and it shows you that there's 2 places that you can get your thoughts and beliefs from the outside world that's rooted in fear and conditional love, and then the upper realm of capital T truths, right? Intuition and saying goodbye to those old ways of thinking. It's going to be very transformative for you. And then the final card that we're going to pull here for your reading is from the Spirit Junkie deck. This is going to be what your final message from the Creator and Spirit have for you for this Aries season. For all you that chose a number. So what else? What's your final message for those that chose? Okay, it's right here. Beautiful. And it says, I release my need to be right. I am defenseless and at peace. So exactly as I was talking about with that Five of Swords, about the need to defend your small t truths. You become quiet and silent because you are realizing and questioning your truths. And as people say, there's shoulds, and I always use should, could, must, have to, need to, I think I said must already. Those words are kind of little triggers for me to go, oh, that's an expectation. Should. Well, I should go do that. Well, who says? The capital T truth, there's no should. It is or it's not. And so I replace should with could. I could go to work. Well, I should go to work. Well, no, I could go to work. If I don't go to work and I don't go enough times, I might have the opportunity to find a new job. But it's all about getting your power. But I love this message about becoming an observer of your beliefs and what you're hearing and seeing from the outside and questioning, is that true? Is it really, really true that I'm supposed to do that, should do that, have to do that, need to do that, must do that? And it brings you freedom. Hasta la vista, baby. If you want even more messages of love from above outside of this, in addition to doing these monthly zodiac season changes, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each of the elements, like fire signs, water signs, etc., new moon, full moon readings, and a few other types of videos each month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click that subscribe button. That gives you access to this notification bell. And when you do that and go in there, you can select all, and then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing any of those things helps spread the love. Because when you like a video, or you share a video, or comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, the YouTube algorithm gets so excited it wants to share those videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am grateful. These also are just general readings. If you want even more specific information for your specific life, I currently do offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. All right, all you fiery people, that shows reading number 3. Please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing Aries season. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you hang in there and you take care. Happy birthday, all you Aries sun babies. This is your bonus birthday reading. And what I like to do is give you like a little 3-month picture of what's coming for this start of this next rotation around the sun for you. And so I'm going to take these messenger oracle cards here, and we're going to have one for each of the next 3 months. So it'll be from your birthday up to that birth date of the next month, and the same thing for the other 2 months. So for the first month, you actually have 2 for there, and then the second month, okay, you have 2 for there, and then the third month, please. And 2 for there. Well, my. You are just extra blessed, aren't you? So we'll look at those in a moment. And then we're also going to do these Oracle of Eve. And at least 1 for each of the months. So for the first month, okay, actually they gave me all 3 at the same time. So that is beautiful. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. And then we also have a Spirit Junkie card for each of the months. So for month number 1, okay, there's month number 1, okay. We want to that one number 2 and that one number 3. And we of course will use the Tarot of Dreams to clarify any of the messages. So I'll just move these over and we'll start with this one here. And so for your first month, you got respect your boundaries. Beautiful. Love that dragon. And then you also have let two become one. And I love that. Beautiful cards here. So let's see. I'm going to need this space, so we'll move these over here. And so let me really, like this respect your boundaries is really kind of standing out very strongly. And it says, others will not respect the emotional boundaries that you set within your relationships if you do not respect them yourself. Know yourself and love yourself. If you do not accord yourself the same care you desire from others, then you will not be shown care. If you do not honor your own truths and dreams, then nobody else will. Honor yourself by treating yourself with the same care in the same manner that you wish others to treat you. So I love that because, you know, the golden rule is always treat others as you wish to be treated. It's like, no, treat yourself how you wish to be treated, because no one knows you, no human knows you more perfectly and clearly than you know yourself. No one's going to be able to give you those things that you are wanting. And they don't want me to read this let two become one because they basically want to emphasize that how you can respect your own boundaries and find this inner power and that respect for yourself is letting the two of you that are living this human experience in your body become one. And what that means, I have this new video series that they had me start at the beginning of the year. It's a free video series on YouTube called You Times Two, where it's the adventure of discovering the two pieces of you that are living this human experience, this human character, this personality that you're living, you're like an avatar that's living this human experience, and then the actor behind this character, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So it's about bringing those two and bringing them together as one, which is what the whole series is about, is not having your feel like you have to have your spirit fight against your ego and your shadow. It's about bringing that unconditional love of your higher self and giving it to this shadow, because that's what it's hungering and thirsting for. That's why it's so desperate and so hangry. It's hungry, angry. It's like because it's looking for that love. And so it's that joining together that really comes into play here. And that helps you with your boundaries, with all this drive and all this, I want to use the word angst, but it's like this chaos that it feels like, this battle that's raging always, the fear that's rising up inside. This is what helps you with that. And then you also have, yep, that's your superhero. That is so perfect, because I usually call the shadow side our superhero, because this is the side of you that wanted to, not really wanted, but was willing to separate itself from the rest of it and go beyond that veil and forget that it's this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being. It came here to experience fear and all those opposites of who we really are. And that takes a really brave soul, a very brave piece of ourselves to be willing to do that, to feel that separateness, to feel all that. So I love it. And then also, I'll read from the book, but that was what I was picking up from it. Yep, right now you've got superhuman strength. And that's hilarious, because for that U times 2 series, I call the strength card in the major arcana the poster child card for that. So that's hilarious. It says, the truth is you always do, but most of the time you don't need it. Why bother? Everything's rocking along just fine. You are about to learn just how cool, how strong, how amazing you really are. So that's so in alignment with what I was saying. Yeah. Boom. Because you are that greatness. I celebrate all the greatness in my life. Yes, definitely. This is, like this superhero. This is your greatness, right? It does allow you to see things from a different perspective, and you just kind of switch into this place of gratitude. So let's see what else. We're going to pull from the Tarot of Dreams here. and just see what else they want you to know about your first month. So the first month is really about discovering who you really are, and that, this shadow piece of yourself is the superhero. And then if the small piece of your shadow is the superhero, just imagine who your powerful, supernatural, that eternal, limitless, powerful self is, right? So, okay, what else? What else do you want them to know? Your sun babies to know about their first month. So these are those cards. The first one that made itself known is the Four of Swords. And swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And so it's all the mentalness that goes on. And this is beautiful because, you've got 31 here, 3 plus 1 is 4. You've got the 3 swords down here, which are I call it the expectations card. This is where you feel the disappointments in life, that chaos I was talking about, all that external small t truths of the human side, the fear side, but you get to have peace of mind. 4s are very solid numbers. Think of a table with 4 strong legs. It's a very strong foundation. So this is peace of mind is what you get in your first month as you learn this balancing. Because this sword, this Ace of Swords, does allow you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm and allows you to cut away the small t truths that have been making you feel that way. And I really love that because as you're connecting to your higher self, that is how you are connecting to those capital T truths. So that is so perfect for you. Yeah. Because here's the 3 of Swords, the expectations card I was just talking about. So this is this belief that you can be heartbroken. This is a belief that you can have pain in your heart. Your higher heart, your true heart, can never be broken, and it doesn't know what pain is. So that's why your shadow came down here to experience all of this expectations, what it might feel like to be small, to be limited, to be powerless, to be restricted, and where you can lose love. Because the 3 of Swords, the expectations of this world, what happens, it's conditional, right? We come from a place of unconditional love. No conditions, not one, zero, because it just takes one condition to make it conditional. So in coming down here, we get to experience the opposite of who we are. And we're like, wow, so this is what conditional love is. It's like breathing air. You're breathing air all the time, but you don't realize you're breathing air until you're 6 feet underwater in non-air, looking up at air, going, that is air because this is non-air, and now I appreciate that more and understand it so much more, as well as I understand, this non-air scenario. And then you start swimming back toward air, right? And so that's what we do. We come down here. We're always in unconditional love. We don't really realize we're in unconditional love until we're in a place where we're pretending there's conditional love. And then we are like, I understand what unconditional love really is. And the prick in our heart that we feel, that heartbreak feel that we get, is actually our physical heart going into fight or flight mode. It's like a pinch of our heart, right? And that's because it's being activated and it's starting to beat faster. It's like when someone startles you and you're like, it's that heartbreak feels like that, but it kind of hangs around, whereas we see the thing that scared us is not something to be scared of. We move out of that, startled phase pretty, fast compared to heartbreak, because we keep that belief, that emotional monster that's I'm unlovable, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 the one. And that's where that heartbreak feel comes from. It's our body's going into fight or flight mode. So we take deep breaths, deep in through the nose, hold it, and then exhale out through the mouth. That helps us move out of fight or flight and come back to a sane mind, because when we go into fight or flight, the blood rushes out of our brain and we're acting out of our minds. And then I love it. You have the Empress. Empress she's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, self-nurture, which this is about respecting your boundaries and finding this inner love for yourself. It's new beginnings, creativity, new birth, new era, moving into a new level. So I love that for you, because this is exactly what we're moving from and moving to, is this feeling. Yeah, because the Empress is actually, she comes in the major arcana before the Emperor and the Hierophant. So this, like Mother Nature, when you're out in nature, it's like there's hardly any rules. It's like there's so much freedom. The Emperor and the Hierophant represent kind of society and organized religion and spirituality, where they have all these rules that come and suppress all the stuff that makes us feel smaller, smaller, smaller. And so you have the three of swords and the three Empress here. She's taking away and allowing you to feel that freedom and not feeling that restriction anymore. So this first month is beautiful, because you're really discovering the true you, the super powerful you, and you're understanding what unconditional love is by reflecting back on what you've been feeling about conditional love and your fears about that. So it's a beautiful way to go and start off. I mean, you are Aries, you are action, 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 your fire, this movement, this new birth, your new beginnings, you're the beginning of the, whole zodiac season. So you're ready for this to come in. Now let's move into your second month here. Just move these slightly over. And so your first card is Calm in the Storm. Perfect. And then you also have See Yourself in Nature. Yes. So I really feel, and they don't want me to read the book on this one, because Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, this also is about getting out into nature. This helps you connect and get away from and calm your mind as well. Because when you get away from it all, then you're getting away from it all the expectations. And so this is them telling you, continue this next month. Get out into nature, because that helps you come to the center of the storm. The storm is all these expectations, all that chaos, all that fear that's going on in the outside world. And so you come into the eye of the storm, which is that center. You move into this inside yourself, you move into you, and you continue this beautiful, beautiful unraveling of understanding who you really are, and also connecting to that beautiful peace that is out in nature. So I love that. And then your E, you've got the silver lining. I love that. And I'm going to put that right here for now. And I do want to read this one from the book, because there is this message of this, seeing the silver lining in any situation. You're able, when you step away from it all, and like I live in Colorado Springs, and we can be in the mountains in 30 minutes and be up looking down on the city. And when you're up there and you see things from a different perspective, everything down here seems so much smaller. And I kind of feel like that's what you're able to do, is see things from a different perspective and start to be grateful for what you do have in your life, and focus your energy on what you want in your life, rather than focusing on I don't want that in my life, because when you focus on it, it grows. And so when you focus on the silver lining gets bigger, instead of focusing on the black cloud that just gets bigger and bigger, and then tornadoes fly off and big hail and lightning. So you don't focus on that, you focus on the silver lining, which makes the silver lining become bigger and bigger and bigger instead. And for the book, it says it only looks like disruption, like the storm. In reality, everything is fine. Everything, in fact, is beyond fine. Underneath appearances is a silver, gold, and platinum lining. Enjoy. Yeah, so that's basically what I was saying. And then you have, breathing, like we talked about. Excuse me. I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. Yes, you move into the eye of the storm, and you focus on the safety of it instead. You don't focus on your fears and what could go wrong and what's going on in that storm. You're focusing on your moment in the now, in this moment. Deep breaths take you out of that fight or flight. Then what else? So Creator, for the second month, what would you like our Aries sun babies to know? Okay, so those three. Your first one is the King of Cups. This is beautiful because this is your emotions. You know, the cup suit is the emotions. And the king offers this Ace of Cups, which is the chalice, the Holy Grail. It is full of the living waters, the essence of the unconditional love of the Creator and of the whole world on the other side. So the unconditional love that we've been hungering and thirsting for, it's being offered here. And this is, the king is showing you they're the ones that have the highest emotion. Sometimes they call it like the Christ consciousness card or the Christ love card. And so this very much is, the silver lining, the unconditional love, that freedom. I kind of want to put them over here. So that is having this beautiful, beautiful connection to that unconditional love, and let that be your focus. Yeah. Because the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups basically tells you that you have two places that your emotions come from. And one of them is that shadow side, our human side. All those supposed to be, should be, need to, have to be, is all those rooted in fear. Or you have your higher self, pretty much the Ace of Cups, which is our higher self, the spiritual side of things. So this is very much this getting to know the two sides of your emotions. And and I'm not sure if I mentioned it for this reading yet, because I think one of the other readings had this message that was similar, of getting this connection of you times two. And they had me put out this new video series at the beginning of this year, free YouTube video series called You Times Two. And it's getting to know the two of you that live this human existence. And that's basically these two cups here, is just screaming that message. So I have that playlist in the description box below, and I'll throw the playlist at the end of the video here as well. But definitely this is that journey of getting to know the real you. Yeah, because here's the Emperor. Like I talked about, you had the Empress, here's the Emperor. And the Emperor, it has two sides to him, like basically this here, which is, you know, the Emperor, the loving Emperor, the loved Emperor, is someone that just has love and desire for his kingdom. He wants everyone to be successful, and knowing that he creates rules just to help everyone get along and to be successful, and it's not about him at all. It's just love flowing out to his kingdom so that they can be happy and grow and feel loved and you know, be successful. Like I said, just grow and grow and grow. Well, when our other side, when our little child inside of us feels unsafe or out of control, and that fight or flight we were talking about kicks in, then it gets rid of compassion and everything else out, because the little child wants to get back in control and to feel safe again. And it'll do anything that it feels. And when it goes into that fight or flight mode, like we talked about, and the blood rushes out of the brain, it doesn't do things that are emotionally mature. And that may make sense. It usually does things that are very abusive and extremely selfish, in that it doesn't care how it impacts other people or does anything, and it transforms from a loving emperor to a dictator or a tyrant. And so it's showing you the different two sides of life and the two sides of how people act and react. Every moment is either of unconditional love or of the fear of losing conditional love. And that's this message that coming in, because you're having this awareness during the second month around that. So you really have this introduction to this higher self of you, and then you're really seeing how that plays out in the outside world. And then we move on to your third month, and you have be patient. I know. Patience is like a cuss word, right? And then you also have here the Ancient Ones. So yes, and this is like, you see the Ace of Cups here. So this is about be patient with the outside world. Really pay attention to your intuition and connecting to that higher realm, to your higher self. So I really feel like with this be patient, they want me to read from the book here, but it is about knowing that the outside world takes time to catch up with what's going on the inside of you, that you can't change the world from the outside in. All you can do is give love, 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 love. And when we give love, that may spark that awareness of that unconditional love within other people, and they'll change from the inside out as that love is sparked within them. Trying to get people to change from the outside in just really has them double down and go in the opposite direction of what we're trying to get them to do anyway. So the being patient with the outside world and trusting that connection to the ancient ones, to the higher self, to the creator spirit, your guardian angels, all your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones that are already on the other side, your ancestors, all those beings of unconditional love and light. They want you to connect with that, because that keeps you with this unconditional love flowing. It says, now is not the time to act. Now is the time to show self-restraint, to be patient and wait. Do not let your desire for an outcome or a resolution result in one that is not to your liking because you forced it to manifest before it was time. Trust that all will be as it is meant to be when it is meant to be. Be still. Let go of all frustration and impatience, and remember that good things come to those who wait. I love it. And then jackpot, boom. It's worth the wait, right? And let me read that one here for you. What else? Card number 40. So another 4, right? 4 plus 0 is 4, the solid foundation. Do you see dollar signs? They're circling around you like a vertical cyclone, right? The storm. Everything in your aura is pointing to material gain. Do you want to manifest a new house, more love, a better job, a new life? Maybe a bigger pocketbook, maybe Gucci. Bingo, might be wise to make some room. So I love that, because they're emphasizing that it's not all, the abundant feeling that you have. When you connect to this unconditional love, it changes your perspective on the entire world. When you start to think of all those things, it's like, yeah, that brings security, and it's okay to have all those things, but you're not using those things to define you. They're not, those expectations of supposed to, shoulds, and need tos. You're allowing yourself to flow and allow those things to come to you. You're not making them your utmost goal and your drive for everything, because that's what brings the chaotic storm. Trying to make all those supposed to be's and shoulds and need to be's and have to be's and musts come true, because if they don't come true, you're not worthy. It's like, no. And then you have your little spirit junkie card, which says, I cherish every cell in my body. So there's this appreciation for who you are, and just loving yourself for who you are. So this unconditional love, fills you up, and then it overflows out to the world. So I really feel like there's this indicator here for you to focus on yourself. Don't use this as your worth. Focus and really dive in to your depth. And then we'll see what else here from the Tarot of Dreams Tarot. Okay. And there's 3 again. They like consistency. 3s and 3s and 3s and 3s. All right. So your first card is Temperance. Yep. There's this balancing that's coming in from your higher self to your lower self. So again, this Temperance card, really has this awareness coming in here of, the two of you, the you times 2, balancing between the two, walking hand in hand. There's very much this alchemist feeling to it too, of transforming the ways you thought before into new ways, transforming relationships and situations and things from old ways of being to new ways of being through this. So, yep, and you have the 9 of Wands. Wands is your fire energy, Aries, and so this is, the 9s are like the Hermit card, because the nine is the major arcana hermit, which is they look within themselves on their journey to find their wisdom and their knowledge. And because the wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your spiritual energy, and your energy overall, this is you turning within to find your strength and your power and your beautiful spiritual energy. So this is very good. It's like you are stepping up to this next level, going up on this ladder. So along with this Temperance card, that very much reinforces that message for me, that this is about getting to know your higher self, because it's going to be life-changing for you. You know, birthdays, I know for me, it's kind of like a reflective period. All right, another year, rotation around the sun. Did I do what I wanted to do? Is my life what I wanted it to be? Sometimes if you hit a certain age, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your 100s, it's like you look back over the decade and you're like, you have all these expectations of by this age, I'm supposed to have this and this and this house, this relationship, this vehicle, this much in the bank, this much for my, retirement, blah, 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 whatever all that stuff is. And it's like, out the window it goes, because you get to decide all of that now. Yep. And here is your final card for your reading, which is the World. This is endings of major cycles and, major beginnings of new cycles. So that makes sense. With everything that we mentioned here, it is time for this big transformation. You are definitely letting go of old ways of thinking and moving into this higher perspective of who you really are. And I love this progression. I love how you're getting to know yourself. You're becoming more aware of things and even more of yourself. Getting out in nature, definitely these 2 months for sure. And it's not really hugely indicated here, but definitely the first 2 months after your birthday, I would focus on getting out into nature. It could be that in the northern hemisphere, you're getting too close to summer where you're living and it's too hot, or you're in the southern hemisphere and we're headed into the fall equinox and it's going to get too cold, because this will be the third month right before winter. But definitely nature is calling you, and Mother Nature has her arms wide open to bring this beautiful love to you too. So I am loving this. I wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. And if you want even more messages of love from above, in addition to these monthly zodiac readings that I put out, I also have monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc., new moon, full moon readings, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select all, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out for this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, share a video, comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, doing all of those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy, it wants to share the videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you're inspired to do any of those things, I am grateful. Also, these are general readings. If you want even more specific information for your specific life, I currently do offer personal readings. So if you want any of that information, it is all in the description box below. All right, you Aries sun babies, as you go throughout this next rotation around the sun, know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing birthday. Have an amazing Aries season. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you hang in there and you take care.